Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Wizard World TV with Gerald and Sean and Flashpoint Friday. So this week in Flashpoint, we didn't see any of the main story. Gerald and I are really excited to see what's going to happen with Project Superman, but instead, we got Legion of Doom and The Outsider. Now, even though they were just side stories, Legion of Doom was incredible. We reviewed issue 1 and it was horrible with just the entrance of Plastic Man. But in this one, it's all Prison Break. It's like they stole an episode from Fox's Prison Break. It starts out with Heatwave, he's just trying to get out of prison, figure out why he's there, when Plastic Man comes in with this revolt. So while this revolt's going on, Heatwave meets up with Plastic Man, and everybody's basically going against Atomic Skull. Think of West Side Story meets The Outsiders. Atomic Skull and his bad guys versus Plastic Man and his weird face. And I say that because he eats cameras throughout the prison with jaguar-like teeth. It really doesn't make any sense with the actual story of Plastic Man, but in this Flashpoint, we see these heroes turn into villains, and everything's flipped upside down. Heatwave has to fight this animal man to get out of the prison alive. They turn on Atomic Skull, and basically everything goes to hell. It's a really exciting issue. The first issue was complete garbage, but the third issue is going to be a total train wreck, because this issue ends with Heatwave taking an entire plane into Detroit, which you find out that the prison that they're in is a plane. And they never mentioned that throughout the entire comic book.
I thought they were in the Legion of Doom's old headquarters.
Is it a plane?
No.
What I thought was kind of awesome about this is Detroit. This is the first time we hear anything about Detroit and that entire area of the country while Wonder Woman and Aquaman and everybody's blowing everything up. Now Heatwave and Plastic Man are going after Detroit. It's just random. He has nothing to do with Detroit.
DC cares about Detroit.
No, they don't. They're going to blow it up. Legion of Doom fans, this is great. And Fox's Prison Break fans, you'll get your daily dose into.
It seems like we're off to a really good start with Flashpoint this week because Legion of Doom was pretty good, so was Wonder Woman. Now, I was really confused with Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman and Aquaman are kind of like the same thing. They really tie together really nicely. So I thought this would just be a repeat of what's going on in the Aquaman series. It's not. This kind of takes the backstory of everything that happened between the two characters. It really explains what happened to old Themyscira. And I say old Themyscira because it sank. Wonder Woman and her Furies blew up the entire island while fighting against the Atlanteans. They decided to take over the UK, and we've heard about that already in the main Flashpoint series, but we didn't know how that happened.
How did it happen, Gerald?
How did it happen?
How did it happen?
I was getting to that.
All right.
They sank their island, and then they invaded the UK, and that begins their campaign to basically take over the world.
So Wonder Woman headquarters herself in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
Why does she go after the United Kingdom?
Because she decides she's going to take over the world.
But why start there? Heatwave went after Detroit. Why did Wonder Woman go after Great Britain?
I think she just likes islands. She came from an island, let's go to another island.
Duly noted.
Yes. Wonder Woman was great. I highly suggest picking this up if you're a Wonder Woman fan. Other fans would probably just like it because it gives great backstory to the Flashpoint universe. It's definitely a buy.
So Wonder Woman going after the UK is kind of cool, but I always favored Aquaman. And that's because Aquaman's just doing it for the hell of it, you know? He thinks it's his birthright to be a total jerk. Just like this guy in The Outsider. This guy's name is Michael Desai, and he is the most evil businessman on the planet because of this new universe in Flashpoint. He basically artificially creates a gang war to kill off the two heads of gangs. It sounds like a movie Jet Li would be in. So that he can take control over everything. He controls mineral deposits, he controls weapon supplies, and remember when you were talking about Green Arrow Industries?
Yes.
Well, he controls that. So it actually does make sense now. The thing is, since Flashpoint again ends on a series of down notes, there is no hero in this comic book. It's just him killing everything. It's just him destroying the entire world and the economy, as everybody else is, declaring dominance over land. He's declaring dominance over power. He doesn't have any special powers or anything, he just has a silver head. He kind of looks like the Silver Surfer if he wore like an Armani suit. But other than that, he doesn't do much. He just, he's a bully. So this entire comic is him being a bully. Bully comic.
So if there's a comic out there that was just about a boy that was in the carnival, you probably think it's the stupidest thing in the world, right?
No, I think it's Robin.
Well, you're partially correct. The first issue of Deadman and the Flying Graysons was pretty much just Robin, but not Robin. It's Dick Grayson. He's still in the carnival, he's with his parents, and they're alive. There's nothing really going on. It was kind of boring. Issue 2 is the complete opposite. It is a very action-packed series. The Amazons basically invade what's left of Europe, and the Graysons find themselves on the run. And finally, we see what happens to Robin's parents. They're dead. They wind up getting killed. His father is in the process of dying. His mother gets stabbed to death. It makes it really interesting. We want to see what's going on. And it looks like he's going to wind up joining the rebels or the resistance with Lois Lane. I'm also curious to see if he's going to wind up in the Batman series, because he's mentioned at points in the original issue that he might go to Gotham after he's done with his stint in the carnival.
So basically, if you want to read an entire issue dedicated to Robin's parents getting killed, go ahead and pick up the Flying Graysons, is it?
Deadman and the Flying Graysons.
Deadman and the Flying Graysons. That sounds like the most depressing issue.
I don't know why it's called Deadman, though, because he plays such an insignificant role in the whole comic book. He's just kind of there. It's more about Dick Grayson. So I'm curious, maybe in the third issue, it'll shed more light on Deadman.
So that was it for Flashpoint this week. It was really just, again, a bunch of side arcs. We have Dick Grayson and the Flying Kill Your Parents, Legion of Doom, Plastic Man, and Evil Businessman Michael Desai. But nothing about Project Superman, nothing about Thomas Wayne, and nothing about the Flash. And nothing about Reverse Flash, my favorite character.
Next week, we will get Reverse Flash and Project Superman, and we won't get the follow-ups to the major storyline until next month.
Alright, cool. So then next week, tune in for the awesome Flashpoint comics instead of Legion of Doom and Michael Desai, the Outsider.
This was awesome. Don't listen to him.
I disagree. Unless you like killing your parents.
I wasn't pointing to this.
Oops.